What's up, everybody? Chef John here at Urbs and Spices, and today we're going to be making Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are little baby cabbages. They are so versatile. You can cook them so many different ways. Today we're going to flavor them with Asian-style ginger, soy, maple, actually, so we get a little autumn flair into there. It's a great dish for the holidays. It's a great side dish. It's a great dish to just throw over rice if you're looking to have, like a meal with mostly vegetables, maybe a little bit of chicken or protein on top. It's really simple. The method we're going to do today is a way to get those Brussels sprouts cooked perfectly and get a little bit of color on them and flavor without overcooking them. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take the Brussels sprouts and cut the little root. Just cut the end off. That's a little bit tough. And then we'll cut it in half. Anything that falls off, you just leave. Next, we have our ginger root. It's got all these little knobs on it and stuff. I usually just, if it's a very small knob, I tend to just cut it off. So I'll sort of square off the outside of the ginger, making it a lot easier to peel. Take our peeler and just kind of peel the ginger down. And then I'm going to cut thin slices. I only need a tablespoon to make our nice minced ginger. So I'm going to take all that. So we have our boiling water. We're going to add some salt to that and season it. Can be pretty liberal with the salt in there. We'll add our Brussels sprouts. Just be careful. Pour it away from yourself so all the splashing happens away from you. Just give it a quick stir. And after a few times of testing, 6 minutes seem to be the right amount of time to cook the Brussels sprouts so they're tender but not overcooked. But if you have bigger ones or smaller ones, you might want to check at 5 minutes, or you might have to cook them to 7 minutes. So now it's time to check the Brussels sprouts. I'm going to take a paring knife or a small sharp knife and pull a Brussels sprout out. And if the knife goes in nice and easy, your Brussels sprouts are done. This is the blanching part of cooking vegetables, the boiling part. If we were going to use these later, I would recommend having a bowl of ice water, taking the Brussels sprouts and putting them in the ice water. It's going to stop the cooking. It's going to keep that nice green color set. And then you can use those for later preparation. But we are going right into the pan, so I want them to kind of stay hot. And we have a paper towel lined plate that we'll just put our Brussels sprouts on. So I've got the pan on a medium-high heat. We want to get it to the point where we can put the butter in and brown it. This recipe has butter in 2 separate stages. We have one for the sautéing, browning, flavoring process in the beginning of the sprouts. And then we took the second half of the butter and we're going to finish it to make it a nice emulsified creamy sauce. There's some smoke coming off the pan. We're going to add our butter now. And we're going to get our sprouts in there. We got most of the water off. There's a little bit left, but that'll evaporate pretty quickly. And when you add the sprouts to the pan, make sure you don't really move it around right away because we want to develop a nice color on the bottom. Then we'll move it around, get some more color, and then we'll start adding the rest of our ingredients to the pan. It's been 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. I'm starting to see some coloring on the Brussels sprouts on the edges, so I'm going to move them around a little bit, give them an opportunity to brown as well. All right, after about another 1 to 1.5 minutes, you can see the sprouts are really starting to look good, get some color. This is where we're going to start adding our other ingredients to build the sauce for the Brussels sprouts. I've got some red onion, some fresh ginger, and we'll add those two and let them saute for a little while, probably like another 1 to 1.5 minutes. It's also going to give the sprouts a little bit more time to caramelize. It's looking really good right now. I'm super excited. This is going to be delicious. Check it out. So the ginger and onions are nicely sauteed, starting to brown themselves a little bit. I'm going to add our soy sauce. This is a chili crunch, which is a condiment that has chilies, sugar, salt, some garlic, onion, some New York maple syrup. And now we're going to kind of let those sprouts braise in there. I'm going to add a tiny bit of lime zest. So this is microplane here. It helps take the zest off the lime, super easy. We're going to do about 2, maybe 3 pulls on the lime. And then you got that nice zest there. And all I got to do is tap it right in. Zest is cool because it doesn't have acid. So if you're looking to just add citrus flavor without the acid, this is great. Very aromatic as well. And then I took the rest of that lime and juiced it. We're going to put some nice fresh lime juice in there because we have the salt and the heat and the sweet. Now we're adding the acid, so you have this really nice balance of flavors, and it kind of just bounces all over your mouth and tastes amazing. So I'm actually going to pull the Brussels sprouts out because they're cooked and they've gotten a chance to soak up all that great sauce, and I want the liquid to reduce and concentrate so we can finish it with the butter and pour it back over the Brussels sprouts. That's what they look like right now. And then we're going to add our reduced sauce that's been finished with butter over the top. It's going to be unbelievable. The sauce has been reducing for a couple minutes. You want to get it down to where it looks almost like caramel or maple syrup. That's when we're going to add the butter. We can turn off the heat now and then just swirl it around. And by doing that moving process, we're creating an emulsification here. You can see it. Sorry. There we go. Stir it around. All right, so these are our Brussels sprouts. They're salty, a little bit sweet. They got some tart, a little bit of heat to them. Cool thing about this recipe is you don't have to use this flavor profile, but you can use the cooking method of the Brussels sprouts and then add other ingredients if you wanted to do dried cranberries, apples, sage, caramelized onions. Any of those flavors will work really well with that. But I really wanted to show you something a little bit different. Cabbage is a staple in Asian cuisine, so I felt this was a very natural transition. I'm going to try it because it smells so good and I'm just dying over here. Oh man, so tasty. Love it. I'm Chef John at Urbs and Spices. Thanks for joining us today. Have a wonderful day.